Hello, little readers. Welcome back to Ruthy's Reading Room. I'm Ruthy, and this is my buddy Jaw. We're going to continue the story that we read last time. Do you remember? Let's have a refresher. It was called The Adventures of Amilya Rose, The Lie. Do you remember what we read about in the first half of the book? Yes, that's right. Amilya went to school. That's right. Good job, Benjamin. She had an adventure to go on, didn't she? That's right. What happened? She made it to daycare, walking all by herself. And what happened when she got there? What gave her away? The white fluffy snow in her hair. That's right. You guys were listening so closely. So I hope everyone is excited to hear the end of the story and find out what happens. Now, if it was one of you, what would happen if you lied to your parents? Yeah, there might be a consequence, right? There's consequences for our actions. Stuff like maybe you have your Xbox taken away, or you don't get desserts at night, or you don't get to play with your friends after school. Okay. All right. So let's jump right back into the story. The Adventures of Amilya Rose, The Lie. We're going to call this part 2, and we'll pick up from chapter 4. Chapter 4, The Punishment. Uh-oh. We were just talking about that, right? Consequences. When Mom opens the door to Miss Odella's office, I look straight ahead so I can't see her eyes. Mom thanks Miss Ruffles, but she doesn't say anything to me. She stops by Caleb's room to pick him up, and we follow her to the car. After a few minutes, I notice that she is driving straight back to my school. Amilya? Mom finally says. Yes, Mommy? How did you get to the daycare this afternoon? A man in a big green car took me. Amilya, are you sure? Yes, ma'am. I pause, then add, well, I think it may have been a big, huge city bus or school bus. The lies continue. I am on a roll, and I don't stop until my mom says, Amilya, just be quiet. When I look up, we are in the school parking lot. I see my dad's car. Oh no. If Daddy is here, it means he had to leave work. I know I'm in really big trouble. Mom says, get out of the car, and I follow directions willingly for the first time. My heart races as my mom opens the door to the school. We walk down the hall and enter the principal's office. Principal Bowers is on the right and my dad is on the left. Principal Bowers asks us to sit down. The questions begin as soon as I sit, and I tell lie after lie. After a while, I can't even remember the truth. Time seems to slow to a stop. Principal Bowers, my parents, and Caleb look bewildered and upset with me. Finally, Principal Bowers says, well, we're not going to get the truth from Amilya. She is safe and we should all go home and get some rest. For once, I feel relief. We can all do as the principal said. I haven't admitted to walking without permission, and no one has mentioned any punishment. Maybe my parents won't question me anymore. Do you think that's true? No. Let's find out if that's true or not. I hope my parents see that I've grown up a lot. I'm no longer a first grader who whines about walking. I'm in the 3rd grade, and I accomplished what I set out to do. I ride home with my mom while Caleb rides with Dad. The car ride is awful. Mom does not say a word until we are almost home. Amilya, your father and I are not done with you, she says. I want you to go to your room when we get home. First punishment, maybe? Sent to her room? Oops, maybe I'm still in trouble after all. I go straight to my room when we get home. It seems like an hour before Dad calls my name. Yes, sir, I respond. Come into the family room. Your mother and I would like to talk with you. I sigh and trudge to the family room. Caleb follows about 5 steps behind me so he can eavesdrop. My parents grab me and give me a big hug. I think this is really weird. Then Dad says, Amilya, we know you walked to the daycare today. I'm stunned, but no buts, Amilya. Your mother told you many times that you are too young to walk, and you disobeyed her. You aren't allowed to walk to daycare because we love you and care about your safety. Yes, I know, Daddy. Why did you do it, Amilya? I want to be like the big kids. You're not a big kid yet, Amilya. Also, you lied today. You know lying is wrong. Dishonesty is not accepted in this household. Tears fall from my eyes. Deep down inside, I am very sorry. I don't have any more excuses. I've been taught in church and at home that telling a lie is wrong. Mommy, Daddy, I'm sorry, I say. We forgive you, Amilya, they both tell me. Mom says, remember, rules are to be followed because we want to protect you. Do you understand? I did not think about you protecting me. Amilya, we have taught you to say no to strangers, Dad says. Then you say you got into a car with one. That person could have hurt you. You could have been taken away from us forever. Now do you understand, my mom says. Yes, I do, I sniffle. See, my little readers, there are rules that are in place from your caregivers to keep you safe. Sometimes there are rules that you don't like wearing your winter coat when it's cold outside so you don't get sick. But your mommies and daddies or your caregivers see the bigger picture, right? They see all the different things that could come and harm you, and we're just trying to keep you safe as parents. All right. And it sounds like Amilya is getting that lesson. Dad says, since you disobeyed your mother, we are going to punish you by taking away the television and playtime for a month. I begin to cry. Mommy and Daddy, I'm so sorry for lying and walking without your permission. I just wanted to show you that I am a big girl. We know, Amilya, Dad says, you are growing up, but there are a lot of things in life that you are not aware of. We just want to keep you safe. My dad reaches out and gives me a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. Then my mom and Caleb join the hug. We are connected like a large sandwich. I laugh to myself because I know my parents will always love me no matter what I do, right or wrong. Isn't that true? We all make mistakes, but our grown-ups are there to love and protect us. When it is time for bed, I end my adventure with a bedtime prayer. As I pray, I apologize to God for lying and disobeying my parents. I know that God has forgiven me too, and I go to bed in peace. I fall asleep thinking about what my next adventure will be. Chapter 5, Reflection. Well, friends, my day started out as an awesome adventure and ended with some very important lessons. Disobeying my parents and lying is not cool. Now I have to face the consequences of my actions. I realized that I did several things wrong today. First, I started by plotting to disobey my parents. I made the decision to walk to the daycare from school, even though my mom and dad have said no since I started kindergarten. I asked Mom just this morning, and she still said no. I did the opposite of what she said because I was determined to do what I wanted to do. I never, ever thought I would get caught, but I did. Second, I tried to cover my disobedience with lies. I should never have told any lies. In my mind, I had to tell a lie to cover up what I had done. I never expected to be questioned, and when I was, I thought the truth wasn't good enough. I ended up telling multiple lies, trying to cover the first lie, then the second, third, and so forth. I told so many lies that I ended up getting confused in the end. Lying took the joy out of my adventure, and there was no celebration for what I had accomplished. I realized that lying hurts everyone involved. My parents, Miss Ruffles, and Principal Bowers thought I was in danger. Instead of them feeling relieved that I was safe, I made the situation worse when I kept telling lies. Also, I learned today that somebody is always watching you. In my case, it was Miss Ruffles. I know now that family and school leaders care about my safety and well-being. They have a responsibility to keep me out of harm's way. After everything I did wrong, my parents still showed loving kindness towards me. My punishment was not harsh. They really could have grounded me for life, but they chose to forgive me and help me recognize my faults. Believe me when I say I am relieved. I could definitely have handled the situation differently. I know you are asking how, so I will tell you. Be honest and always tell the whole truth. If you know you have done wrong, admit it. It may seem difficult to do this, but it is worth it in the end. It is always best to apologize and ask for forgiveness. I hope you understand the lessons I've learned. Come join me next time for another awesome adventure. The end. Aren't you glad you came back for the second part? Isn't that great how that all came together? Amilya learned a valuable lesson about telling the truth, and she now knows that she always has to obey her mom and dad because they only want to keep her safe. Amazing book, huh? Have any of you told a lie? Maybe to your teacher or your parents or your grandparents? And what happened? They corrected you, right? And there may have been consequences. It was all to teach you to do the right thing next time, and you learned from that. Very good. So I'm so glad I got to share that story with you. It was a bit longer than our usual stories, but it had an amazing lesson. And I think that when we read these stories, what you can do is just imagine and picture all the descriptions. Like maybe you could imagine what Caleb looks like and her mommy and daddy because she described them in the beginning. Right, John? So this will prepare you, our little readers, as you develop your skills. The longer books can put into practice some of those words that you've been learning. So check in the description below. There's a link to where you can purchase this book. I'll be sharing another book by Chavonne D Stewart in the coming months. So stay tuned for that too. And remember, the best place to read is wherever you are with a book. How about you make it this one? Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so you can read along with us next time. Happy reading, little readers. Bye!
Ruthy's read it.